Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I thought today we would do something a little bit fun that I've seen on some other places, which is kind of a what's in the bag style video. And for this particular video, we're gonna focus on my Mamiya 645 Pro medium format film camera. Maybe if this is a fun video to do, then we can do some of the digital cameras that I have. But for now, that's gonna be what the video's on. So what is in my bag? What are some things that I bring whenever I do a shoot, whether it be long exposures of a carnival or portraits in a studio? I will have that all in this video. So without further ado, let's jump into it. What's in my bag? Mamiya 645 Pro Edition. All right, so let's take a look inside the bag. So this is my Mamiya 645 Pro bag, or at least the bag that I carry stuff in. So I guess we'll start out with this front pocket here. Not too much that I really carry in here. One main thing that I do carry is my male PC to male PC adapter. This is what allows me to connect my camera to my digital Sony flash so that I can use my modern day flash trigger with my old Mamiya camera, and it works beautifully. So this was $8, and I would highly recommend, if you're into flash, that you check out my other video where I go over how to use this. But that's one item. Also in here, I have sort of some custom made backplate slips. I'll show you where these go. But obviously, if you're working with multiple backs or even just one back, you want to remember what type of film that you've got loaded in there. So I kind of custom made these backs, your opinion if you think they're good or not, but that's what I use to identify. I have this level which can load into the hot shoe slot. Honestly, I don't really use it. It's mostly a protector for the hot shoe, but it does have this level. But because the Mamiya hot shoe is on the side, it's not that helpful, unfortunately. Not as much as I would like. And I think that's it for in this first pocket. In the main pocket here, I have, of course, the Mamiya 645 Pro, and this is the main camera with a 110 millimeter f2.8 lens, which is a beautiful lens. Also in this main pocket in the other side is a second Mamiya lens. This is the 45 millimeter 2.8. Because this is a little bit limited in what I can carry, I do also have a couple other Mamiya lenses, but I can only really carry 2 at a time, so I have to be thinking about what it is I want to shoot when I go out. But those are the 2 items in the main pocket there. In this side pocket, really what I have in here is just 2 spare batteries. So this first battery would work for the powered grip that auto fast forwards the film to the next slide. And then this battery is, of course, the one that you load into the Mamiya to power the electronics. So I always have 2 fresh batteries because you never know when your batteries are going to go bad and you're going to need to, quickly load up some new ones. On the other side here, same kind of style pocket, but on this side I have my spare film back, and this is where the sort of DIY film cards that I've made would slide into. So I know for this back I have Portra 400 loaded in it, and then of course I can also swap that out for Portra 160 back or for Kodak Gold 200, and that way I know what is in there. But yeah, this is a secondary back, so I can pop off this other one and put this one on mid-roll, and I can shoot 2 different stocks. Whenever I do carnivals, I'll do a back with 400 film and a back with either 200 or 160, just depending on what I'm trying to shoot. And then there's also been some shoots where I've done like black and white film or something of that nature. So that is my favorite part of this camera, is that you can swap out different backs without having to finish the roll. And then we have this back pocket, which actually has a lot of goodies. The first would be my remote trigger for the Mamiya 645. So this actually slides open, and then you would put this in here. Whoop, got to be in the on position to work. So it has open and locked, so when it's open, you can slide it in, you flip it to locked, and then it won't pop out of the port there. And then on the trigger itself, you basically have a button to release the shutter, and then you have a button to lock the shutter if you wanted to do like a 30-second or a 2-minute long exposure, something crazy. You could push it down and then you turn it to lock it, and then it'll keep the shutter up until you want to be done. But yeah, this is just a shutter cable release, but I use it for all of my long exposures so that I will not be touching the camera and creating shake. Also in here, I have a film holder. So I'll put all of my new film and exposed film in here, and as I move through the film, it'll become less and less new film and more exposed film. But this is great if you're shooting, like when I do long exposures of carnivals, I can have a canister to hold a bunch of film in so that I don't have to just let them be rolling around in the bag getting messed up. I also do have a Mamiya strap. This is really just in here because I didn't have a place for it, but it does have the Mamiya specific locking cables. I don't know what you call these, but these are what connect to the actual Mamiya. So I have that in there. Worth noting, I actually use a different strap, which is this one here. This is one that pops open, and then I connect it into the larger strap, which I just had taken off for a different purpose, but it's usually in there too. It's the green strap. And then the last item that I have in this bag is also a critically important item, and that is one of my light meters. Now, it's worth noting that this viewfinder that I have does have a meter in it, so I can do all my metering with this prism viewfinder. But there are situations where this meter is a little bit better because I have more control over how I do the meter. And then also for things like long exposures, you know, this meter here is just going to try to get you a perfectly exposed shot, whereas this meter, you can get more creative and you can say, okay, I want to actually shoot for 4 seconds or whatever. So you can really enter all the different things that you want and get the proper exposure based on what you're looking to do. So definitely a critical item to carry. I always have at least one, well, I always have one meter, but I always make sure that there's a meter in this bag before I go out. So that is pretty much it. That is what I carry in my bag. If I'm shooting specific things, I'll adjust it kind of, you know, one way or another if I need to swap out and bring different lens or different pieces of equipment, but these are the items that are pretty much in here 24/7. All right, so that is the what's in my bag video for my Mamiya 645 Pro. Hopefully that gave you guys some insight into what I carry around when I shoot the Mamiya 645 Pro. And if you have a similar camera, or if you have some sort of items that you have to bring with you that you can't live without, I would love to know what those items are and which items are super important to you when you go out to shoot. Drop those in the comments below, and I'd love to chat and see what everyone is bringing with them. If you guys like this video as well, let me know also, and we can do a few more videos on this subject. But otherwise, I appreciate you all checking out the video. I hope you'll be around for the next one. If you really enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, with that being said, I will see you all in the next one.